Okay. It's a few days after the fact now, but I wanted to quickly record just some first impressions, reactions to both the AnimEigo and Discotek announcements from Otakon just a few days ago, and just go through each announcement real quick, talk about what I thought of them, why I think some are particularly exciting, and just kind of share that because I know I was excited watching both of the release announcements for both companies come out. So I just kind of want to share the enthusiasm. So let's get into it. I have the slides pulled up here. First of all, AnimEigo, right? Justin Zemeckis came out swinging. I knew it was going to be a good release slate. He said he had like 5 new titles. He's been doing great work. I think AnimEigo really is the most exciting anime company in the market right now, just in terms of what he's able to license, like these niche, more obscure titles from that are older and also somewhat more recently. Okay, first announcement starts off with a banger. Dog of Flanders, the movie. Now, my biggest hope for AnimEigo, I mean in general, but for AnimEigo specifically, is to get as much World Masterpiece Theater brought over here as possible. That's on the number 1 spot of my wish list. It always has been. And this is that. It's definitely a part of it. Now, would I have preferred, the original series? Yes. And originally I thought this was just like a compilation film of the original series. I wasn't familiar with the movie. But nope, it's a new thing, just a truncated version of the story. But it is World Masterpiece Theater. It looks beautiful. It looks great. Same style. 4K restoration, it looks like. Coming next year. But that's great. Look, this is exactly what I wanted. I hope that this can lead to even more World Masterpiece Theater titles in the future. But this is another great start building on top of Romeo's Blue Skies, like I talked about. So I couldn't be more pleased with this. Again, this was the first announcement. I'm like, okay, we're on to something good here. And next, Ruin Explorers, 4-part OVA 90s. I had downloaded this pretty recently just because I thought it looked, aesthetically, it looked pretty good. It looked fun, cool 90s fantasy OVA. I was like, yeah, I'll save this for, when I'm feeling it, when I get to it. Lo and behold. And again, this is another instant purchase for me. Really exciting. Again, it wasn't something I was like actively wishing for. I hadn't seen it yet, but comes up. I am just as excited for that. I think it looks great. New HD restoration. Again, coming in 2027, but that will be a day one for me as well. Third AnimEigo announcement, Relife from 2016. This is like a seasonal. I'm not sure what it is. I didn't watch it when it came out. I'd heard about it. I think it made a bit of a splash back then, but it hasn't really been on my radar. It doesn't necessarily look like something I'd be interested in, but I think it was pretty popular for just like a seasonal show. So if anything, I hope it, drives some sales as a successful title. I don't know if I'll be picking it up, but I might need to look into it more. I really haven't. It looks kind of generic, seasonal sort of thing to me, but I don't know. Out of all of AnimEigos, I think that's the one I'm least excited for, but still, I hope that does well for them. Antique Bakery, the 4th one. This is one I hadn't heard of, 2008 Slice of Life show. Now, I think it looks good. I think it looks pretty good. I love Slice of Life. That's my favorite genre. 2000s was released by Nozomi. Again, I don't know much about it. I think it looks pretty appealing. Nice slice of life. Again, this is the kind of things um, that I'm so excited that Justin Sudeikis has been able to license, just these, kind of forgotten seasonal shows from, the 2000s, even 2010s that didn't get well, I guess this did have DVD release, but just kind of saving those, getting them proper HD releases. So I think I'll pick this one up just to try it out. Again, I think it looks interesting enough. Nice aesthetic cafe comedy. Why not? Looks good to me. But the fifth one, again, I was like, the first two, I was already like, okay, you did what you needed to do. As far as I'm concerned, this is a great slate of announcements. Comes in with the fifth one, Kuchu Buranko, or Welcome to Irabu's Office. Again, I haven't watched this one yet, but I've known of it just as like, it's this avant-garde, bizarre 2000s series. I have it downloaded. Again, that was something I'd been meaning to watch. I had never even considered that this would get picked up for Blu-ray. And again, this is the exciting part of AnimEigo. Justin is getting in there and just doing stuff that I'll talk about this later, but stuff that even I think Discotek wouldn't bother with at this point. These kind of slightly more contemporary, niche sort of titles, but that are really exciting. Again, will be instant day one purchase for me. It's been something I've really wanted to watch, and this will be a great way to go about it. And they're dubbing it apparently, which I don't care about. I don't watch dubs, but again, I hope that will make it more marketable, because as is, I think maybe not the most marketable title, but again, I'll be picking it up for sure, and I hope that does well for them. So yeah, I would say 4 for 5 for me. Again, maybe if I look into real life more, it might appeal to me more. I'm not sure, but I'll definitely be picking up all the other ones, and I was so pleased. Again, I've been rooting for AnimEigo. I've been hoping that they could go back and get some exciting titles like this. This is essentially exactly what I wanted, particularly for World Masterpiece Theater stuff. So if we can keep getting that, I will be very, very happy. Okay, we'll talk about the Discotek stream as well. Probably move through these a bit quicker. Discotek days, the Discotek announcement streams are always like Christmas for me, basically, as you might be able to tell. But I've been watching them for maybe 4 or 5 years now or something. I always catch them when I can, and I always have a great time, even if they don't announce stuff that I'm necessarily into. The thing about Discotek, they always come in with at least one thing I found that I am really excited about and will buy. But I have to say, after watching this stream, I think, just title for title, this is probably the strongest Discotek stream I've ever seen. There have been ones with announcements that I was more excited about, like their final, big title release. There's nothing like, earth-shattering in this one, or that really blew me away completely, but I think just, again, title by title, just really strong. It's a lot of license rescues, but I think, great picks. I'm glad that so many of these are getting back in circulation in Blu-ray, and I'll be buying quite a few of them. So I think this was the strongest Discotek stream I've seen. There's just so much to be excited about here. So first of all, Lupin, the third film, Zenigata and 2 Lupin, so the Koike Lupin installment. I have not seen any of the Koike Lupins. Excuse me. And to be honest, they don't look the most appealing to me. Out of all of them, this one actually looks kind of cool. I might have to check it out. The other ones, I don't know. The whole, like, you know, dark and violent, slick action sort of thing isn't really my favorite. Lupin is Green Jacket, if that tells you anything. So, but I'm sure, you know, that'll be a great release. I know people were wanting this one after the other three had come out, so yeah, looks good. But next, Toradora, another license rescue here. I think I will buy this one. Toradora is one of, like, I think the first shows I ever watched, probably like around a decade ago, 10, 11 years ago, when I was first watching anime. It was something I watched, you know, on some pirate site, dubbed on, like, my phone. So we've come a long way from that. From what I remember, I mean, it's a classic, you know, rom-com of the 2000s. I've never had much drive to, like, return to it. I don't know how much it would do for me at this point. And I was kind of debating it, like, is this something I would pick up again? I watched a few clips. I think on just stylistic level, it's fun, it's engaging, it looks pretty. It has a unique style that isn't necessarily typical of that genre. So I think I'll probably pick it up again just to revisit it and go back to it. I mean, I'm sure people like it for a reason. Next, now this is an exciting one, but also one that I felt kind of bad about. As you can see, I have all the DVD releases of Lupin the Third Part 2. You may not be able to see all but one of them. It's still in the shrink wrap. I haven't got around to watching that one. I mean, it's 155 episodes. That's kind of a lot to commit to. But, so, Lupin Part 2 SDBD. I will be picking it up. You know, they said it would be slightly better quality. They'll have more space to work with on the disc. But I will admit, it did sting a little bit. But, you know, again, I'm just glad it's getting preserved on a upgraded format. It'll be more compact. What am I going to do with these? I don't know. I should probably sell them. But I just feel bad having watched them. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, very exciting announcement. I don't think, you know, they're not claiming it's a huge quality upgrade, but it's just nice to have that for sure. Digimon Frontier, the English version. To be honest, in terms of Digimon, I haven't seen a single Digimon title yet, which is embarrassing because Hosoda is, like, my favorite director, tied for my favorite director, and I bought this one because it has, you know, those early Hosoda films. So these and Tamers are the only titles I'm interested in. Tamers is kind of well known, you know, Konaka series composition. It's probably, I think, the most highly regarded entry in the TV series. Otherwise, I'm not really interested in Digimon, but I know a lot of people are. I'm sure this will do great for sales, so people are excited about that. Good stuff. They did announce Tamers, well, the English version, just, like, in some tweets a few months ago, and the sub version will be coming out later. I'll definitely be picking that up. But again, for other stuff, you know, not for me. But funnily enough, this next one, it was like the ones I was most excited for, probably this tied with another one, Panty Pony Dash. Now look, again, another one I haven't watched, but I have downloaded, and I just thought, well, it's a Shaft show, so stylistically it's interesting, and you know, just looks like a lot of fun, cute, kind of high energy gag series. Sure, I'm into that. We got a SDBD release coming later this year. No, I just think it looks like a lot of fun. I'll be happy to watch it for the first time through that release, which I'll definitely be getting. So, I don't know if I think, was this out on a DVD before? I'm not sure, but again, I'm just glad that they're doing the work of bringing it back in circulation in these new releases. So yeah, that's definitely what I'll be getting. Next was Tales of the Abyss. I don't care. I'm sorry. I know people are into the series. I have no experience with it, so you know, they can't all be winners for me. But next, 3 back-to-back with their clues and hints thing. I knew they were gonna announce something, Patlabor, like the series or the other OVA series. And you know, you could figure that they released the original OVA, so you know, they were gonna release more of it, but I did not expect this back-to-back. They announced the rest of the series. So we have the TV show, the New Files OVA, and the movie trilogy. Again, this one I'm excited. I'm glad they're bringing it back into print with these separate Blu-rays. Where is it? I have the Sentai set. P is Patlabor. Oh, I have the Sentai set, and as I showed off in the last video, I have the 4K remasters of the movies, which I'm not sure they're using that remastered version for their Blu-ray. So I don't. They must be. I don't know. They're gonna use the best source they can, but I'm not sure. Either way, it would be the same quality. So I'll probably pick these up eventually. I won't be as it won't be as urgent for me, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure I will down the line. I also just watched Patlabor somewhat recently in the past couple years. I just rewatched the movies. So again, I'm glad they're coming out again, but it is going to be a matter of, do I keep the Sentai one? I don't know. Decisions. But the next one, I think for me was the biggest announcement for me, the one that had me kind of cheering in my seat, because I had meant to pick this one up when Sentai had it, but I just never got around to it. I was like, I don't know if I'll like it that much. I'll need to maybe download a few episodes, test it out. I don't know. And then it went out of print, you know, resell value. So I was like, man, I missed out. My life is over. What am I going to do? The Big O. I'm talking about the Big O, which they announced. And I was like, let's go. I was given a second chance, which I will not pass up. I pre-ordered this one already. They put it up the night of on their website. So I grabbed this one as soon as I could. Looks great. I love I forget, I think, is this like a Western co-production? Something with Toonami? I don't know the history of it. It looks kind of more Western. I forget what the deal was there, but it looks really good. Cool mecha stuff. The Discotek guys were excited to work on it. So, fantastic announcement. Again, just a matter of them rescuing stuff, bringing them back into print. Fantastic. Okay, next, Digimon, the movie collection 3. after the first movie collection, it's again, not for me. I'll pass. But again, for the Digimon fans out there, good stuff. They're just one after the other. They're crossing off the list. Next, this would be another one of the ones I was really excited about. Kamen Rider Super 1. So, I'll show you. In terms of tokusatsu, I'm kind of a LARPer at the moment because I haven't watched any of the series. I saw Shin Kamen Rider in theaters a few years back because Ano's a big tokusatsu guy. I saw his Ultraman student film. I watched a few episodes of the original Kamen Rider a while ago just to get the idea of it, but from everything I've seen, I'll preview an episode. They have a bunch of episodes uploaded on YouTube, Toei does, and I'll preview the first episode of some of these series. I'm like, yeah, is this something I want to get? And every time I'm just blown away. It's always so peak. Just the practical effects, these guys in like not the most convincing looking suits out in like fields and quarries, just like tossing themselves on the ground and wrestling. It's so peak. It's so good every time I see it. And I'm always inspired to be like, okay, yes, I'm gonna buy. I have a few more, like, I have a couple Metal Hero stuff, the Kikaider releases. I have all the Kamen Rider releases Discotek has done except for, what is it, Sky Rider, the most recent one, because I hear that one is like, people say it's like the worst Showa era show. But otherwise, I've gotten them all, and I'm very excited to watch them. The thing is, they're long seasons for the most part, and I haven't had time. And it's like, well, if I watch one, do I have to watch them all at once? I don't know. I'll get to it. Point is, I'm excited that they've been going down the line with Kamen Rider. And again, this was another case where I was like, Super One, well, it's as good as the other ones. So I just kind of previewed the first episode on YouTube, and it was so good. Just like the special effects and everything. It's just so fun. I love it. So one day I'll actually watch the shows, but for now I'm just buying them, which I did. I pre-ordered that one as well. Next, again, this was a mixture of super excited and damn, because maybe a year ago or something, I bought the UK release of Penguin Drum. Haven't watched it yet. They announced Penguin Drum. I pre-ordered this one already as well. I guess I'll have to sell this, but I'm in America. Who's gonna buy that? I don't know. But they had great package design. They said they tweaked the subtitles a little bit. And it just looks great. Again, I'm a poser. I'm a fake. I haven't seen an Ikuhara show yet. I own Utena. I own this. I really need to watch it. I need to watch Utena first, though. It's tough. It's a tough situation, but I know it's going to be great. I'm so glad that I don't know when, because I had to buy the UK Blu-ray of this. I forget who even had it last in America, but again, back in print. They're doing such great work with that. I'm so glad that's something they're doing. Next, Memories 4K. Great news. Great news. I own the Blu-ray. One of their best releases. I'm sure you know that. Just incredible work they did on that movie. I'll buy the 4K release. Fun fact, I don't own a 4K player or display yet. That's just something I haven't passed the threshold of owning enough stuff for that to be, worth it yet. But, in this case, if the Blu-ray and 4K are separate, I'll usually buy them both just like in anticipation one day, you know, I will be able to watch them. It's like having a Blu-ray 4K combo pack just in, you know, for the future. Anyway, exciting stuff. Glad that's getting the 4K treatment. I'll pick that up for sure. Next, they had a couple interesting ones. Infinite Revias, Sunrise Show. I've known of the title. I don't know much about this show. It looks cool. I think maybe it's kind of a cult classic. It has like a smaller but dedicated fan base. I'm not sure. I'll need to look into it. But that could be something. Argento Soma. Again, don't know much about this. Haven't seen any of it. The opening was great. They played the opening. Very evocative, cool opening. Again, this is just a case of something I'll have to look into. Maybe it's worth getting. Maybe I'll just buy the Blu-ray to check it out for the first time. I'm sure it's good. It looks cool. More kind of under the radar stuff. I think from here on out in the Discotek stream, it's kind of, this was after their big last announcement, which was, what was their last announcement? I don't know. For the main part. Anyway, they have the Female Prisoner Scorpion, 2 of those movies they announced. I'm not really the crowd for some of those like Pinky Violence live action stuff they've been putting out, but it's cool. I'm not, you know, not necessarily for me, but it's nice that they got the Neon Knights line. Some interesting stuff occasionally. Roswell Conspiracies, the Western cartoon. Now, whenever they show the Western cartoon releases, I'm always like, you know, I don't really care. And they usually don't look very good either. Well, I must have not included it. The last announcement in the mainstream was Samurai Pizza Cats. I forgot to take a screenshot of that. I don't care about Samurai Pizza Cats. That's like a nostalgia thing for people who watched it when it came over on TV. I'm sure it's fun. It looks, you know, fun, but not for me. Anyway, yeah, when they show cartoons, for the most part, I'm like, it doesn't look very good. Roswell Conspiracies looks it looks cool in terms of Western cartoon stuff. And apparently, again, this is kind of a cult classic. Has a fan base. I probably still won't get it. Again, that's not my bag, but again, I'm glad they're giving this treatment to Western stuff as well that people are into. And last was this Outlanders OVA. It has, you know, like a campy dub that they showed a clip of. You know, this one's probably not for me either. I mean, the art style was impressive. Like, the character animation just from the clip they showed was cool. But it seems like maybe not the most substantive release. But again, people seem to be excited for it. And again, it has that, you know, kind of fun vintage dub. So, you know, if you're into that, good stuff. But again, that was like the stuff they showed after the main part was over. But again, on the whole, great license rescues, some cool new announcements for Discotek. Again, I have already pre-ordered some of that stuff. I'll be buying probably quite a few of those when it comes out. But I think, again, super strong Discotek stream. But I definitely, going into the future, I think AnimEigo is poised to be the most exciting company out there, just with the kind of titles that that Justin is deciding to pick up. I think evidenced by that slate there. It's so good, so exciting. Yeah, I can't wait to see what the future brings for that. But again, it's my favorite time of year, basically. You know, bunch of new announcements. So I hope you're excited for that stuff that's coming out as well. And maybe I'll do this for the next one. I don't know. This was just kind of spur of the moment. Wanted to share my excitement with that. So that's all I got. We'll catch you later.